Good evening and welcome to Game 2 of our broadcast of a doubleheader on Table Rock Sports featuring the Sutherlin Bulldogs versus the St. Mary's Crusaders. The Crusaders in the thick of the conference race, looking for playoff positioning, and they helped themselves out with an 8-1 victory in the opener. Bo Aldrich pitching 5 shutout innings, and St. Mary's getting on the board, jumping in early. And now we're going to go ahead and get right into this one. Leadoff hitter is Adon Diaz for the Sutherlin Bulldogs. On the hill for the Crusaders, Travis Johnson. He quickly gets ahead in the count, 0-2. Pitch fouled off. So Diaz playing left field this evening. He'll be followed in the order by Tommy Mentes. Logan Foltz will pitch and bat third. And Waylon McKnight will catch and occupy the cleanup spot. Pitch goes for a ball. It's 1-2. Now the count will even up at 2-2. A blustery, stormy day in Southern Oregon, but while I had my doubts earlier today, we managed to get this one in. 2-2 the count to Diaz. And this one fouled off, goes right across our table and on to the Crusaders' track. So the count remains at 2-2. So Adon Diaz. He goes down on strikes. Thank you, Taylor. Jim McCoy along with Taylor Franklin working on the camera and also working to keep everything from getting soaking wet. Number 2 man of the order is Tommy Mentes. Johnson gets ahead in the count, 0-1. Count no even at 1-1. Johnson, much like Aldrich in the opener, working quickly here, wasting no time, going after the hitters, and that one fouled out of play. And so the count goes now to 1-2. That pitch high. And the count will even up at 2-2. Full count now. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Mentes, the center fielder, not happy with himself there, but good pitch there from Johnson, as now there's 2 out in the inning. That'll bring up Logan Foltz, who will be starting game number 2. McGarvey went for the Bulldogs in game 1. Foltz starts out ahead in the count, 1-0. Make that 2-0 now. And now he's worked a hitter's count. Strike the call. Looked like Foltz was taking all the way on that one. Count 3-1. That one fell out of play to run the count full to 3-2. Line drive, left center field, base hit. Foltz gets aboard. And that will bring up the catcher, Waylon McKnight. First pitch of all. Throw over to first. Try to see if they couldn't catch Foltz snapping. Swing and a miss. And that will even up the count at 1-1. McKnight, the hitter. Taj Flora on deck. Count now goes to 2-1. Count evens up at 2-2. Next pitch. McKnight looks at that one. Now the payoff on the way. Bouncing ball that'll sneak through, finds a seam for a base hit. So McKnight puts Foltz in scoring position. And more in the way of early success for the Bulldogs than they had in the opener. Now that'll bring up Taj Flora playing shortstop. Johnson gets ahead in the count. But Johnson works out of the jam. And just like that, the top of the first is over. So for the Bulldogs, no runs, a pair of hits, and no Crusader errors. We'll take a quick timeout, and then we'll be back with more baseball action on TableRockSports.net.
You're a coach, or plan to be a coach. What kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, guy! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens, called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Back at Meese Field, in the wind and a little bit of occasional rain, bringing you the nightcap of doubleheader action between the Bulldogs and the Crusaders. Crusaders taking game one by a score of 8-1. And here's a look at the starting lineup, batting order for the Crusaders. Johnson will lead off and pitch. He'll be followed in order by Lawrence, who will be playing catcher. Playing first and batting third will be Aldrich. Hitting cleanup and playing center field will be Eli Haynes. At second base, hitting fifth is Gomez. Pivaroff, the designated hitter, bats sixth. Russo, the third baseman, bats seventh. Segalink is playing shortstop, and he'll bat eighth. And the number 9 hitter is Hamilton, playing left field. Fultz, left-hander, gets the start. And count now 1-1 to Johnson, his opposite, as he starts game two atop the hill. Fly ball. This one will go foul. Next pitch, that one's fouled off. Johnson protecting the plate, and the count remains at 1-2. We can see rain over in the hills and pretty steady threat of rain, at least my last look. As the count goes even at 2-2, they were looking at the threat of rain remaining up through about 7 p.m. tonight and then backing off for a while, but we've been fairly fortunate so far. Bouncing ball to third, throw across the infield, gets away from the first baseman, and Johnson is aboard. We don't have access to the official score, but what we're figuring here is that they would probably rule that one an error on the third baseman, although they could possibly rule that would be an infield single and an error that put him into scoring position. Nonetheless, however you score it, Johnson is down at second base, representing an early threat for St. Mary's as Lawrence, the catcher, comes up to hit. Ian Lawrence, senior catcher, he'll also pitch some too. He'll stand in against Fultz. Runner goes. Throw down to third. He hesitated. Fultz did, and Johnson is just some contact away from scoring the first run of the ball game. Fultz comes to the plate. And that'll even up the count at 1-1. On deck hitter is Aldrich. That one fouled back. Count goes 1-2. Line drive hit out to left field. Base hit. A run comes home. And Lawrence is into second base. Ian Lawrence gets his team on the board. 1-0 ball game. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Bo Aldrich. Lawrence will come out for a courtesy runner. And it'll be Dominic Savage taking over to run. Pitch in the dirt. Aldrich ahead in the count, 1-0. With the Game 1 victory, the Crusaders raised their conference record to 4-4 as they engage 4 teams in District 4 in the Oregon 3A Top 10. As this afternoon got underway, Cascade Christian at number 1, Brookings Harbor ranked 6th, and South Umpqua actually ranked 2nd, though behind Brookings Harbor in the standings. The Challengers and Bruins doing battle today over at Lithia and Driveway Fields. 2-1 the count to Aldrich. But the Crusaders, number 8 in the state, coming into today's action, and they helped their cause with a victory there. Up against the Sutherlin team that is winless thus far in league play. Swing and a miss. And the count full now at 3-2. Nobody out in the inning. Runner down at second base. Bouncing ball into left field. Base hit. Coming around. Holding up, though. Holding up at third will be the courtesy runner. But while they were minding Savage, Aldrich comes running into second base. So you have runners at second and third. And nobody out. And that'll bring up Eli Haynes. Haynes playing center field. Pitch in the dirt. Scampering home. Play at the plate. And the throw is in time. Savage took off. And the heads up played defensively. That's Sutherland and out. As Haynes now tries to drive in Aldrich. Aldrich did move up to third as that play took place at the plate. Ball hit in the air, and it drops in to shallow center field. That'll bring a run home. Eli Haynes with an RBI single. And it's 2-0 ball game. Runner takes off. Ball back to the screen. So Haynes will move up. Ball hit in the air. And trying to make a play over in foul territory, and that should be sending him back because that should be a foul ball. You had a pair of Bulldogs trying to converge on the play. A little bit of a communication mishap, and end up with one defender going topsy-turvy over the other, and pop up on the infield. McGarvey is there. And Gomez is out. And for the Crusaders, a pair of runs score. As we go to the top of the second, it's a 2-0 ball game. We'll be back in 1 minute here on TableRockSports.net.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful.
All right, let's back up the truck here. That was my mistake, so let's see if we can't we're back at the bottom of the first. That was the second out, not the third. My apologies on that. Gomez represented out number 2. And then that'll bring up number 18. That is Jake Piveroff. Got a 1-1 count with 2 out in the inning. That one fouled out of play. Count 1-2 with 2 out. 3-0 ball game. Piveroff the hitter with Russo on deck. Little off-speed pitch. That'll even up the count now at 2-2. Strong piece of hitting there by Piveroff. About darn near knocked the glove off of Flora. Looked like he had the possibility, perhaps, of a play at it. Had to try to make an athletic play on it. Wasn't able to do so. So that'll put him. Now we've got a little shot hit the opposite way, and Russo gets aboard. So you've got Russo at second. Russo at first. Pivarov at second. 3-0 ball game here in the bottom of the first. Well, that'll end it for the Crusaders here in the second game, and we've got more threatening weather coming this way. Got instructions from our executive producer, Joe Brett. We're going to go ahead and shut this guy down, but the St. Mary's Crusaders, we can tell you, did jump out to the early 3-0 ball game, and after bringing you the first, and again, recapping that first game, it was an 8-1 decision in favor of the Crusaders, who scored their record at 4-4, working on a sweep here of the Sutherlin Bulldogs. For Taylor Franklin, I'm Jim McCoy. Thank you for joining us. Too bad we can't stick around, but again, rain and broadcasting equipment don't mix. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up right here. Thank you for joining us today.